In the vast sky, a place that seems peaceful is actually a fierce battlefield. Here, each pair of wings not only carries the meaning of freedom, but also a sentence of life and death. Who is the true ruler of this endless space? Sky Killers, the survival battle of birds of prey. On the blue planet, nature stretches from sunburned grasslands, deep green forests to towering mountain ranges. Behind that beauty is a harsh challenge, where life and death are only a moment apart. The vast sky seems peaceful, but is actually an invisible battlefield. Each pair of wings flaps not only to find freedom, but also to fight for existence. Nature is unforgiving. Only those who know how to adapt can keep a foothold in the wild sky. In the sky, there are species that choose strength, species that choose patience, but there are also those that turn speed into the ultimate weapon. That is the peregrine falcon, the lightning of death in the sky. Its body is only about 40 centimeters long, with a wingspan of more than 1 meter. At first glance, it seems like nothing special. However, hidden within that small body is a perfect structure for speed. Its long pointed wings help it tear through the air, its smooth feathers minimize drag, its strong chest muscles create incredible endurance, and its eyes are 8 times sharper than human vision, allowing it to see its prey from kilometers away. On a high cliff on the edge of the grassland, the peregrine stands motionless, its gaze locked on the land below. A flock of pigeons were flying carefree, unaware that the god of death was watching their every move. His wings fluttering with each gust of wind. Then the perfect moment appeared. From above, he swooped down at a terrifying speed. A pigeon only had time to notice the passing shadow, then fell straight down like a stone. Peregrine did not need to use strength. He circled a few times, making sure the area was safe, then swooped down, a quick, precise feast, without a single mistake. However, in the sky, Peregrine is not always the winner. The great eagles, or the fierce hawks, can still threaten and rob the spoils. At that time, speed is the only advantage for Peregrine to escape, because strength never belongs to it. However, this bird still proves a truth. In the harsh world, it is not the strongest who survive, but the skill and adaptability that determine existence. As the sun gradually disappears behind the mountains, Peregrine continues its flight. On its compact wings, it carries the most fearsome weapon of nature, speed, the immortal symbol of the wild sky. If Peregrine dominates the sky with its super speed, then in another part of the planet, among the giant trees of the Amazon jungle, there is a bird that chooses a completely opposite path. No need to rush like an arrow, no need to rely on speed. It uses absolute power to sow fear. That is the Harpy Eagle, the silent ghost of the deep forest. In the middle of the deep green Amazon forest, the rare sunlight penetrates to the ground. The space is quiet, only the sound of cicadas and rustling leaves. Hidden in that silence, a giant predator is quietly observing. The Harpy Eagle, the most powerful bird of prey in the world. With a height of nearly a meter, a wingspan of more than 2 meters, Harpy appeared like a dark ghost in the middle of the tree layer. Its claws were 13 centimeters long, larger than those of a bear, a deadly weapon that made any creature terrified. But unlike Peregrine, who chose speed, Harpy relied entirely on silence and absolute strength. Up above, a monkey was swinging from branch to branch, completely unaware that death was approaching. Harpy did not dive down from a great height, but quietly slipped through the treetops, each flap of its wings as light as a breeze. Then suddenly, it rushed in with terrifying force. In the blink of an eye, its claws closed tightly, squeezing so hard that the monkey did not have time to make a sound. With its powerful wings, Harpy lifted its heavy prey and flew away easily, leaving the space silent. The Harpy's nest is located on tall, ancient trees, as sturdy as a fortress in the middle of the jungle. After each hunt, it returns not only to rest, but also to bring life to its small brood. Large prey such as monkeys, sloths, or small mammals become a source of nutrition to help the young birds grow. Amidst its fierce appearance and cold steel claws, the harpy still retains a sacred instinct, the instinct of a mother, quietly protecting and nurturing the next generation. Unlike other birds of prey that often depend on the open sky, the harpy turns the narrow jungle into its own territory. Its strong wings help it glide through the gaps between the treetops. Its sharp eyes make it the ruler of the highlands. It is the combination of absolute strength and gentle maternal love that creates a haunting contrast. The harpy is not only the ghost of the deep forest, but also proof that even in the midst of harsh nature, sacred bonds still exist. Yet, elsewhere on the planet, the skies are tinged with a different kind of ferocity. On the sun-baked savanna of Africa, flocks of giant birds soar for hours, searching not for living prey, but for the carcasses left behind after their hunts. They are the patient cleaners, the vultures. With wings that can span more than 3 meters, vultures can easily soar for hours on hot air currents, almost effortlessly. Their bright eyes can see prey from kilometers away. Their curved beaks are strong and sharp as knives, strong enough to tear through the thick skin covering a corpse. Their appearance is unique, not to be confused with any other bird of prey. Their heads are almost completely bare, revealing a grayish skin, an evolutionary trait that helps them not get dirty when they dive deep into rotting carcasses. The long, skinny neck like a small crane, combined with the massive wings, creates a look that is both fierce and clumsy. The shaggy dark feathers give them a dark appearance, adding to the creepy feeling. When moving on the ground, their long legs and limping steps make the image even more haunting. An abandoned antelope carcass quickly turns into a feast. Adult vultures fight for every piece of meat, their wings spread wide to take up space, while the young ones watch from afar, learning how to survive from their elders. In just a few hours, the entire giant carcass is pecked clean, leaving only a pure white skeleton under the red afternoon sun. Although often considered by humans as symbols of death, vultures are actually the silent bodyguards of nature. Without them, the steppe would soon turn into a graveyard filled with disease. The presence of vultures is proof that even in the most humble roles, nature still produces indispensable creatures. However, the harshness of nature does not allow any species to be absolutely safe. In the sky, vultures are masters of patience, but when they come down to earth, they become slow and vulnerable. That is when other predators have the opportunity to strike. While the vultures were intoxicated around the corpse, a golden figure suddenly appeared, as silent as the wind. It was the lion, the ultimate symbol of the African savanna. With its massive body, solid muscles, sharp fangs, and razor-sharp claws, it is known as the king of the grasslands. Lions are not only master hunters, but also protectors of their territory, maintaining the ecological balance of the entire system. Lion prides cooperate closely, using tactics to take down giant prey such as buffalo or zebra. On the golden grasslands, they are the embodiment of power and fierceness. On a hot afternoon, a lone lioness was lurking behind the tall grass. In front of her, a giraffe was in her sights, completely unaware of the danger approaching. Every step was as light as a breath, her sharp eyes locked on the target. And then the fateful moment came. The lion rushed out, and it was not alone. The prey fell. The whole grassland suddenly became silent. Only the panting of the victorious hunter remained. Vultures circled high above, then landed one by one, surrounding the corpse. Their hoarse cries, their wings flapping strongly, created a chaotic scene. They waited patiently, hoping to get the remaining meat. But the lion had no intention of sharing. It roared, its fiery eyes staring at the vultures, then suddenly pounced. The lightning-fast pounce brought down a vulture that had not yet taken off. The remaining birds flap their wings in panic, dust covering the air. In that moment, the contrast was clear. The vulture, the patient ruler of the sky, became vulnerable before the Lord of the earth. And when the battle ended, only a majestic lion remained standing in the middle of the grassland, affirming that here, the true power still belonged to it. On the towering mountain peaks, where the wind whistled in cold gusts, a majestic figure spread its wings. It was the eagle, the most powerful bird of prey, symbolizing strength, speed, and absolute precision. With a wingspan of more than 2.5 meters, eyes that could see more than 3 kilometers, claws curved and sharp as blades, the eagle was known as the ruler of the sky. From the North American bald eagle, the European golden eagle, to the South American harpy eagle, each species has its own strategy, but all share the same instinct to take down prey with speed and determination. On a rocky mountainside, a golden eagle patiently circles. Down in the valley, a hare carelessly leaves the grass. In the blink of an eye, the eagle swoops down, lifting its prey into the air. Sometimes they even attack mountain goats, using their strength to knock their prey down the steep cliffs, and then return to enjoy the spoils. In North America, the bald eagle chooses a different strategy. It hovers around lakes, focusing its gaze on the sparkling water. When it spots a fish close to its face, it swoops down, its sharp talons piercing the water, pulling down prey as heavy as its body. With each powerful flap of its wings, it flies away to safety, carrying with it absolute victory. But even in the sky, power is often challenged. Hawks, falcons, or even other eagles can swoop in to snatch the spoils. In those aerial battles, each flap of its wings and each resounding cry are proof of the fierceness of the cycle of survival. And it is this cruelty that has deepened the image of the eagle, the one who never gives up. Through millions of years of evolution, the eagle is not only a symbol in nature, but also a sacred image in human culture. In North America, the bald eagle is a symbol of freedom and strength, appearing on national emblems and currencies. In Europe, the golden eagle is honored as the embodiment of authority and invincibility. No matter where you are, one thing never changes. In the wild sky, the eagle is the absolute ruler. Each swoop, each flap of its wings is a reminder that nature always belongs to the strong and daring to conquer. In the vast sky, the agile master speed, the brave dominate with strength, and the patient play the role of cleaning up the balance. Each predatory bird has its own strategy, but all remind us that nature only belongs to the adaptable and resilient. Which species impressed you the most? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to join us on our next fierce survival journey. Okavango, a journey of survival in the wetlands. The sun has just risen above the horizon, its pale light filtering through the giant trees, casting a golden glow over the Okavango Delta. A thin mist gently drifts across the still water, reflecting the silent silhouettes of lekwe herds creeping toward the shallows. A light breeze carries the scent of damp earth and the steam from distant rivers flowing down from the Angolan highlands. But this peace is just a cover for a world filled with fierce battles for survival. Beneath the dark water, predators wait silently. Nile crocodiles, ancient killers, lie motionless like driftwood, but beneath their rough scales is a perfect killing machine. On the shore, a cheetah stalks silently, its cold eyes locked on its target, a young impala that has escaped its herd. Further out, hidden in the tall grass, are the Okavango lions, predators that have evolved to live in water, patiently waiting for the right moment to strike. The Okavango Delta is unlike any other place on Earth. Located in the middle of the arid Kalahari Desert, no rivers flow into the ocean. Instead, the Okavango River flows down from Angola, creating a network of canals, lakes, and swamps covering more than 15,000 square kilometers. It is one of the richest and most diverse ecosystems on the planet, a giant oasis that nurtures millions of wildlife. Each year as the rainy season begins, the Okavango awakens from its drought. Thousands of elephants move through the flooded areas in search of abundant food. The lekwe, a native animal of the region, uses its long, agile legs to wade through the mud, while herds of buffalo lumber across the water to reach lush grasslands. But the predators are not left out. As the prey floods in, the Okavango lions, the only lions in the world that dare to hunt in the water, begin their hunt. The flood season is a time of life, but when the water recedes, the fight for survival becomes more brutal than ever. When people think of lions, they often think of vast grasslands, where they hunt on dry land. But in the Okavango, lions have evolved to become master predators in a watery world. Unlike their relatives in the Serengeti or Masai Mara, Okavango lions are not afraid to wade in water, even hunting in the swamps. One hot afternoon, as the sun was setting behind the trees, a herd of buffalo lumbered down to the riverbank to cool off. Little did they know that a pride of lionesses was lurking in the reeds nearby. These predators were in no hurry. They wait, watch, calculate every move of the prey. As an old buffalo slowly wades through the deep water, a lioness rushes out like an arrow. splashes, the roar echoes throughout the air. The other buffaloes panic and run away, but the old buffalo is too slow. The lion clings tightly to the back of the prey. Its sharp teeth dig deep into the throat, drowning it under the water. It is a moment that shows the cruelty but also the tactics of the Okavango predators. The Okavango Delta, one of the greatest natural wonders of Africa. When the water rises, this place is a paradise for life. But when the water recedes, a new phase begins, a challenge for all species. In this natural cycle, there is a special bird that does not hunt, does not compete, but plays an important role in the ecosystem. In the vast sky, the marabou stork spread its wings silently, its nearly 3-meter-long wingspan making it appear like a mysterious shadow floating against the blue sky. Unlike fast-moving predators or powerful packs of animals, it is a patient bird. Appearing only when the time is right. Under the blazing sun, an old elephant stopped on the cracked ground. It lay still in the middle of the savannah, part of the natural cycle. As a silent signal, the creatures of the area silently turned towards it. The first vultures appeared, waiting patiently, then gently searched for the most accessible parts. In the distance, the marabou stork watched. It understood that time was its ally. When the others had left, it approached, walking slowly on its tall legs, its gait steady on the hard ground. Unlike the vulture, the marabou stork chose the parts that few people notice. With its strong beak, it gently pulled out the small remaining parts. Its sharp eyes helped it find valuable things that those who came before it had not noticed. The marabou stork was not only a taker of what was available, but also a master of adaptation. When the water recedes and food sources become scarce, it can flexibly switch its feeding methods. Not only relying on what nature provides, it also hunts smaller species such as fish, frogs, or insects when necessary. The bald head is not a disadvantage, but an advantage. This natural design helps it stay clean and free of dirt when foraging in its special environment. Thanks to that, it can continue its journey without worrying about factors affecting its health. As the sun gradually disappears behind the horizon, the Okavango Delta is immersed in a new rhythm of life. The herbivores continue their journey in search of water, the predators return to their resting places, and the marabou stork takes off again, quietly soaring. It does not roar like a lion, it is not as agile as a cheetah, but it is an indispensable part of the ecosystem, helping this land maintain balance. The red sun reflects on the still water. The thin clouds drifted in the distance, reflecting on the river surface like a colorful painting. Under the water, a small creature was gradually forming, a new life in the heart of the Okavango. In the middle of the shallow lake, a pregnant female hippo quietly swam through the swamp. Her belly was full, heavier than before, but her eyes were still full of vigilance. She was not only protecting herself, but also the baby growing inside her. Hippos, seemingly gentle creatures, are the rulers of the water. They do not hunt, do not compete with anyone for prey, but still have the strength to make all species wary. With their massive bodies, thick skin, and sharp fangs, not many people dare to challenge an adult hippo. But during pregnancy, things are no longer simple. The female hippo has been pregnant for 8 months, and now she needs a safe place to welcome her baby. But the Okavango is in the dry season. The water level is getting lower and lower. The small lakes are getting more crowded than ever. The males are becoming more aggressive, fighting for territory and herds. A dominant male hippo will not easily accept a newborn calf because he wants to ensure that only his own calf is born in the herd. So he has to leave, away from crowded areas to find quieter waters. Without territory to protect, without his own kind by his side, this journey is full of dangers. Along the way, he has to face all kinds of challenges. The empty sandbanks are where lions often lurk. In the narrow river, crocodiles still lurk under the water, waiting for an opportunity. But with his strength and perseverance, he continues to move forward, determined not to stop until he finds a place safe enough. Finally, he finds a peaceful pool of water, far away from the battles of the herd. Under the moonlight, in the warm water, the female hippo gave birth to a baby hippo. Unlike many other species, hippos give birth in the water. Immediately after birth, the baby must swim up to breathe air. The mother gently supports the baby with her massive body, helping it float to the surface. Tiny eyes open, seeing the vast world of the Okavango for the first time. In the first days, the baby will stay very close to its mother, following the water current, learning to dive and surface. Its mother never leaves, always alert to all the dangers around. There are no more dominant males, no more wars for territory, just the two of them in the peaceful waters. After a few weeks, the mother hippo returns the baby to the herd. At this time, the baby is stronger, knows how to swim, and follows closely in its mother's footsteps. But the challenge is not over yet. The herd is a safe place, but also full of competition. Other babies are also growing up, creating a dynamic environment. They play, practice their swimming skills, but also learn to avoid the larger males. The mother hippo follows closely, ready to protect her child at any time. In the distance, two large male hippos are moving slowly towards each other. Unlike the rest of the herd, they do not sink into the water leisurely, but instead tense up, exposing their broad backs, their ears twitching constantly. Their massive bodies stand out in the water, with old scars on their thick skin. The baby hippo does not understand what is happening. It looks at its mother, but she just stands still, not coming closer. The other adult hippos also start to move away, creating a gap in the herd. No one intervenes. This is not just a normal dispute, it is a battle to determine who will rule these waters. One of the two males suddenly opened its mouth wide, revealing two fangs nearly 50 centimeters long, shining in the sunlight. It was not a sign of peace. The other male responded with a similar posture, raising his head high, creating a powerful image. The victorious male let out a deep roar, raising his head high as an affirmation of his position. He was now the ruler of this water, and no one dared to challenge him anymore. The baby hippo turned to look at his mother. He felt the silence returning to the herd, but he also understood that this world was not all peace. If one day he wanted to protect himself, he would have to be strong like that. His mother gently pushed him deeper into the water, as a reminder that everything has its time. Today he just needed to observe, but one day he would also have to face challenges like the adult hippos. As dusk falls over the Okavango, the hippos retreat back into the cool waters, continuing their daily routine. But for the baby hippo, this is a day it will never forget, the day it learns that life in the wild is not just about calm waters, but also about the struggle to survive and assert its place.